You ever walk into a place and feel like it's been waiting for you? Like every creak, every shadow is just a prelude to the moment it swallows you whole? That's Waverly Hills Sanatorium. Not just haunted, but alive and ready to tear you apart from the inside out. Welcome to the end of the road, folks. Population me. Name's Peanut. And if you think that's funny, you're about to get a real kick out of this shit show. I'm not here because I'm brave or stupid, though I've been called both. I'm here because some places just have a pull, a dark, twisted gravity that drags you in whether you like it or not. In Waverly Hills, this place doesn't just pull, it clutches, claws, and doesn't let go until it's had its fill. The building looms as I approach, an imposing figure against the night sky. Its windows are like dead eyes, staring down with a promise of pain and fear. The air's heavy with the stench of rot, but there's something else, something that crawls under your skin and festers. It's the smell of despair, of lives snuffed out too soon, and it's marking me already. The door creaks shut behind me, sealing my fate. The silence inside is oppressive, the kind that presses against your eardrums and makes your heart beat louder just to fill the void. The floorboards groan under my boots, echoing down the hallway like a death knell. I'm not scared yet, but I can feel it creeping up on me, the way this place wraps around you, squeezing tighter and tighter. I've heard all the stories, the ghost kids, the patients who never left, the shadows that move on their own. But I'm not here to confirm ghost stories. I'm here because there's something about this place that calls to people like me. The broken, the curious, the ones who can't leave well enough alone. So, Waverly Hills, I mutter, my voice barely breaking the suffocating silence. Let's see what you've got. I step further into the darkness, my flashlight barely cutting through the gloom, and already I can feel it. This place is alive, and it's waiting. They call it the death tunnel. A real charmer, right? Imagine a steep, dark chute where they used to slide the bodies out of the hospital. You know, so the other patients wouldn't freak out every time someone didn't make it through the night. Real considerate back in the day. I find the entrance at the end of a narrow corridor, the air getting colder with every step I take. It's the kind of cold that sinks into your bones, makes your breath puff out in foggy tendrils. But it's not just the cold. It's the smell. God, the smell. It's not just decay. It's old fear, long since given up but never truly forgotten. I shine my light down into the tunnel. The beam barely makes a dent in the darkness. All right, Peanut, I say more to myself than anything else. Let's see where this rabbit hole leads. The tunnel seems endless, the walls closing in with every step. My breath fogs up in front of me, and that prickling sensation on the back of my neck is back. It's like there are eyes on me, hidden in the dark, watching, waiting. But when I turn, there's nothing. Just blackness, thick and suffocating. The whispers start up not long after. At first, it's just a murmur, like the wind sneaking through cracks in the walls. But as I go deeper, they get louder, more distinct, like someone or something is trying to get my attention. The words are just out of reach, tantalizing in their almost familiarity, and the temptation to listen is strong. I stop shining my light around, but there's nothing. Just the tunnel stretching out in front of me, and the darkness pressing in from behind. Nice try, I say, forcing a grin that feels more like a grimace. But you're gonna have to do better than that. And that's when I see it, a shadow at the edge of the light. It's tall, thin, with limbs that stretch too far, move too wrong. It's not human, not even close. And it's watching me, its eyes glowing a sickly yellow, like something out of a nightmare. All right, you ugly son of a bitch, I mutter, tightening my grip on the flashlight. Let's see what you've got. But deep down, I know the truth. This isn't just some ghost story. This is real, and it's coming for me. Dead kids are bad enough. Dead kids who want to play? That's a whole new level of messed up. Waverly Hills is full of them, and they're not looking for a game of tag. They're looking for something much darker. I managed to crawl out of the death tunnel, and wouldn't you know it, I'm in what used to be the children's ward. The air here is thick, stifling, with dust that's probably older than me. The windows are boarded up, the only light coming from my flashlight, and even that seems to struggle against the darkness. But there's something else. Laughter. High-pitched, like the kind you'd hear on a playground, but wrong. It's distorted, twisted, and it echoes off the walls in a way that makes my skin crawl. I shine the light around the room, but there's nothing, just old beds, overturned tables, and shadows that seem to shift when I'm not looking. The laughter gets louder, more insistent, like a mosquito buzzing in your ear. I feel them before I see them. Tiny hands brushing against my legs, pulling at my clothes. These aren't kids anymore. There's something else. Something that doesn't want me to leave. All right, you little bastards, I say, my voice steady despite the rapid pounding in my chest. Playtime's over, but they don't stop. The laughter only grows louder, more sinister, until it's all I can hear, drowning out my thoughts. They're everywhere, crawling out from under the beds, peeking out from behind curtains, their hollow eyes locked on me. Their mouths stretched into grotesque grins, like they know something I don't. And they do. They know this place, these halls, this darkness. They know it better than I ever will. I start moving faster now, trying to get away, but the hallway stretches on forever. It twists and turns, leading me deeper into the bowels of the sanatorium. And all the while, the laughter follows me, growing louder, closer, until it feels like it's inside my head, echoing through my skull. I reach a door at the end of the hall, throwing it open and slamming it shut behind me. The laughter stops, and for a moment I think I'm safe. But then I hear it, a soft, shuffling sound like something dragging itself across the floor. I turn, the flashlight flickering, and there they are, more of them crawling out from the shadows, dragging themselves across the floor, their hollow eyes still fixed on me. They're slow, but there's too many of them, and the door behind me isn't opening. I'm trapped,